Hey everybody, this is Alaska. Here to let you know about Anchor by Spotify. Let me tell you about this system. So basically, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. It's everything you need all in one place. It's how we make our podcast. It's a great system. Gets you on all the sites you need. Anchor lets you record. You can edit like right from your phone or your computer. So no matter what your setup is like, you can start creating a podcast today. Then you can distribute your podcast to the most popular platforms, including Spotify with like just a single tap. Once it's uploaded, it's out. Boom, you can get everything set up. Anchor is also the only place where you can publish video podcasts to Spotify. We're going to have to look into that. With Anchor, creators can earn money on a variety of ways, including ads and podcast subscriptions. And best of all, it's totally free. So if you download the Anchor app now, you can get yourself started and you could be like us, call out culture. It's kind of what we do here. So, get on it.
World premiere Wrecking Crew featuring Casual Behemoth.
Look, I put this metal to your wisdom like braces, bruh, and hit the pedal off the ism if they chase us. Retaliation, tasteless, no appropriate behaviors. Still getting shit mixed from Oakland sent to Vegas. Religious dudes still hoping for a savior. Got that Millie marinating, soaking in the flavor. Up at the NASDAQ, opening with paper. You petty, I'm past that, like I'm smoking with my neighbor. Toxic masculinity, chauvinistic player, holding a biscuit. They like, hold up, it's the mayor. We rode up and risked it. Small Zilla rocket, curly and frame. I left clean with the girl of your dreams. It's a sad bet, and if you're hearing this, you ain't dead yet. You couldn't see me rocking with an Oculus headset. It's T5 foam smashing on shit. High road crew, casual bitch.
Hey, yo, I'm drinking line of Kugels, Daily Planet, Daily Bugle. Broad Street bully, I'm just Dawn Staley's pupil. Cincinnati Wildcats brawling out of JUCO. I grew up with some wild ass uncles like Tuco. Like you don't know who got this is. You fucking never had bread on some Atkins shit. Peace to Hyro, they changed the plot like Derek to Sadat. Hitting different like the night shift Capitol cops. Sit back and watch, smash Rockwell and Zilla Rock. Prem and Castro spaz like Eddie Brock on Ready Rock. I'm Jordan Belfort selling penny stocks. Diversify your bonds, cause rap is not a steady job.
5, 4, bump. I smell the blood of a fresh man drunk. Tear beneath the lung and back to square one. Sun is kinda rare when you get the air from. My third eye's in it coming like a flare gun. Why you staring? It's apparent we ain't sharing none. 5, 4, bump. I smell the blood of a fresh man drunk. Yo, prime number, anomaly of the equation. Architect is shaking, video drone and agent. Born of the wicked mind, Cronenberg, David. Corner boys go both ways, Michael and or Naaman. Hurt on a rooftop, think the war is won. Throw yourself down the stairs, hump, I'ma tell a hun. Silent murder, tape decks till the block all spun. Vortex Vermilion, red tornado sun. I remember when the red men turned into the red storm. Mully ran with action, baptized Felipe St. John. Cubans came from Castro, but they're only built from Raekwon. Heron in the darkness when the spike would hit up Ray Charles. Philly catacombs, where it's never always sunny. I be forging Muramasa, but the blade get all the money. Made a black Uhuru move, me hook up with the ducky. Mojo World first long shot, where it's better to be lucky. 5, 4, bump. I smell the blood of a fresh man. Tear beneath the lung and back to square one. Sun is kinda red, where'd you get the air from? Bird, I see it coming like a flare gun. Staring into heaven, we ain't sharing none.
Posted on the gram to see it. We know your little secret. Not really eating. VM Varjo Fargo bulimic. A record crew issued the edict. Trying to jig off like opus from Edith. P off, then be off. It's just a way to all glow. Let the horns blow. Give the drummer some he snapping. Truly some summer madness. My third eye seen it coming before it happened. Your artwork hard to endorse. Cannibal corpse stand on your porch and ramble and scramble for your retorts. All those talks of ultra violence. You're married to this shit, but I heard there's plans for divorce. Pricey couples counselors and awkward silence. The flavor sells so water temp is rising so much for enterprise and you're caught in someone else's bother. Your style is data entry. Won't miss you at the water cooler. Cost to have an envy daughter with wish your father's cooler trying to get a mention from me. It's wreck, high road, the live show, deadly in the high road daily. If these rhymes should ever fail me. What?
Welcome
Right.
to the Call Out Culture podcast, where old rap fans tune in and spend money. As we just said before we hit record, it's true. We have a very crazy, unreal, special episode, breaking our own rules, our own self-made rules, like the unwritten rules of baseball and shit that everyone breaks, but then they get mad when they do, but it's not written. We had unwritten rules with this shit. So we said no bat flips. You can't look at the pitcher. None of that shit. Our unwritten rule was no more live in the liner notes unless it was in-house crew albums, meaning all of us, right? Me, Alaska, Castro, so on. And we're breaking the fucking rule for this album. King Cobra.
Word.
We have coming back for the second time as a duo, third time overall, because Brian was just on a few months or weeks back for T.I.
Yeah.
We got the fucking duo. This is like Premier and Guru, but not like them at all. This is Brian Ennals and Infinity Knives. They are here
Oh, there you go.
live.
What it do?
It's good. Thank y'all for being on Call Out Culture. You know what I'm
Thank
saying?
y'all for having us, man. It's a pleasure.
I mean, y'all are, Bandcamp darlings, so I'm surprised y'all even had the time to talk to us right now. You know what I'm saying? Bandcamp
They're talking to the ultimate fucking Bandcamp mascots. We run that.
I deleted a bunch of contacts yesterday because certain people can't talk to me anymore. So
just let them go to the when you go out the office and you have that automated email, I'll be out my desk until Monday.
I will be out till the 28th.
Yeah, put that down. Please contact a lower subordinate. We out of here.
So welcome to the show again. Alaska couldn't be here. He may pop in at some point. He loves the album as well, so he's very upset he could not make it. Castro loves the record. I'll talk about my dealings with the record clearly, but
first off, let me declare. Hold on, let me declare. Brian Ennals is one of my new favorite MCs.
Where you been?
I'm looking to him. I'm talking to him in third grade. Don't worry about where I've been, man.
Where the fuck
when I arrive, that's when the entourage is clapping. You know what I'm saying? Like you
Never
go
on
during
schedule.
sound check.
Never on
I
schedule.
appreciate
always
that.
on time.
I
go with the
appreciate
red
that,
carpet.
man.
Nah, brother Brian, like for real, like you know what I'm saying. When people make things, I'm gonna use the word definitive a lot tonight for this broadcast.
I like that word.
Definitive work, meaning like if people ever ask me about y'all work, I could send them a lot of directions, but I'm gonna start with this main train station hub right here, which is King Cobra. Take a fucking swig of that shit, wipe your mouth, and take another swig, and that's where you start when you want to find out the Brian Ennals and Infinity Knives experience. And so I'm proud of y'all for that. I'm real proud of y'all for that because Z came back to Baltimore with Ghost. He came back with Ghost. He was like, "Oh man, they working on some real shit out there," and I was like, boom, but I didn't have a grasp because I wasn't there. And then when y'all sent me the stuff to work on, that's when I was like, okay, maybe this is where y'all going because I listened to Rhino. So I still had no good grasp. And Z, he's not good at describing. He's a producer and a rapper. He's horrible at describing rap to me.
Oh, me?
So I didn't know. Yeah, so I didn't know what he was talking about. I'm serious. He was just saying.
I just said listen to Rhino. I mean, that's really all you need to know. I mean,
but like
everything's right there.
He didn't hit me to like he heard the good portion of the
when
record.
he said Michael Jackson's a child molester, but fuck it, turned ABC up. I was like, this guy's my favorite rapper right now.
You know what I'm saying?
That's it. You win.
All right, y'all. He's all right, man. I taught this nigga how to rap.
Yo, you guys are killing. You guys are killing Tariq right now. He's dying over there.
We're rappers.
He's dying
really
over
not,
there.
No, real shit.
Hey,
real shit.
I am recording. Shut up.
Damn. But yo, listen, bro. I do agree. That's why I had to make sure Brian was on his fucking best behavior, man, because he is the worst marketer. I'm bad at marketing, but this man just records and then just goes back to work.
Ugh, gross.
Yeah, it's just like I was just like, Brian, listen, you gotta do this, man. Like since I was 20, I met Brian when I was 22.
Damn.
And
you're like 24. That's
he
wild.
just turned 30.
I thought we were the 30s.
I just turned 30.
Yeah.
And Brian, I was like, Brian, yo, like we gotta figure out a way to do this, man. You can't just release shit and disappear. Because this was back when like I found him on a newspaper, bro, on the city paper. On like an album review, and I checked him out, and I was like, "This is the best thing that I've heard out of Baltimore, like,
wow,
in a long time." You know what I mean? Because like there was a point in time during ringtone rap And this was like at the advent of like, okay, Juicy J came back, all that shit, but it was still singles. It was still single based. And Brian wrote this record, and he had a line that said like, sometimes your brother catches you jacking off, and he'll never let you forget it. And I was like, I need to make
the truest bar ever told.
Yo, man, it was dark times.
It happened to me.
That was the
Curly.
That was
Curly,
Candy
up,
Cigarettes,
bro.
which is still on Dat Piff, by the way. So
Dat
you got the
shout out Dat Piff.
Wow.
And its resurrection tendencies. I went there the other day. And
sometimes I just peruse,
because there's certain things that are just strictly there. I mean, they're nowhere else. They're not on SoundCloud. It's not on YouTube. They're on that.
Oh my god!
What a great platform! Because I worry for the day when that pit goes offline. It'd be like the Ozymandias statue.
Yeah, one day it's just gonna fucking disappear.
It's gonna be just dust. Just Ozymandias. Yeah.
Before I forget, we need to get on. So we have some tracks left over from King Cobra. I was telling Brian we need to get on a good what is it, Bad Meets Evil track.
Okay. All right.
We're storytellers, you know what I'm saying? So like I definitely want to do a track where it's like a story, but it comes from two different sides.
I'm with it, man. I'm down. I'm back acting. No problem.
So let's talk about the album.
Yes, King Cobra.
Let's talk about, here it is, King Cobra. All right, so you guys had an awesome interview with the homie Dano. Shouts to Dano, Free Music Empire. Everybody who fucks with our shit definitely fucks with
it. They're really good. I like what y'all talking about.
It's phenomenal.
Dan was lit.
Dan was amazing. Interviewer. Yeah, so Dan, I don't want to rehash a lot of the same things that Dan nailed.
Right.
Here's what I want to throw out first.
Sure.
That I don't think Dan really expounded on a lot.
He did.
Okay. So one thing I hate in general is when people are always like, one of the main characters in this movie is like New York. Like New York's a character, or like Texas is a character in this movie. I hate that. That's like some lazy shit to say, right?
It's old though.
I don't want to say. I don't think Baltimore is a character in King Cobra, but
no.
But I will say this:
it's an antagonist,
right?
That's what I'm saying.
My experience going there last year for a day when you guys were recording this record, almost a year ago to the day.
Oh yeah, about a year ago,
yeah,
on the dot.
What was interesting was I'm down there at 10:30 in the morning, where there's like 4 60-year-old men drinking 40s. Brian, you and I had really good, filthy gas station hot dogs.
Indeed.
But right next to all of that is like the most beautiful, artistic, inspiring, like oak wood paneled, creative space I've ever been inside, where you had people playing oboes and French horns and singers fucking coming in and out.
Yeah, so that's where the
was
play record. I work with an orchestra, and that's where we record.
There, naturally. So what I'm getting at is like I feel that experience informs how I look at the record, which has like the dirty hot dog gas station moments next to like the pristine, beautiful sunroof light shimmering down on like equipment. Like it is.
I wrote a blurb about it. See, I wrote a blurb about
Do it.
The beautifully ugly and how that informs us about ourselves. It's a cracked mirror on the wall that gives you a cope and a smile and a sphinx riddle and fate. What are you talking about, yo?
Wow. Oh shit, there we go. That's a blurb right there.
That's a blurb. I wrote it.
That's a fucking blurb.
I wrote that shit 3 times. I'll email it. That's what it feels, because it feels like let me expound. It feels like, looking at yourself in the cracked mirror, but you can't look away. See what I'm saying? The beautifully ugly. The beautiful part, like there's definitely parts on the record. It's not hyperbole. I'm near tears. You know what I'm saying? Because there's beautiful musical moments in there, and then it's reiterated by Brian's truth that's going over that beautiful music. You see what I'm saying? And so you're hitting it with 2 barrels. Like, like back in the day, like this is like heavy. This is heavyweight. This is heavy stuff. This is like Cube and Dre, like it's supposed to be. You see what I'm saying?
Except for the story shit, like this, I've seen enough of this man's life where I'm like, is this nigga okay? And he's just chilling.
Resiliency. There's a resiliency to the record. You see what I'm saying? Especially coming out of Rhino XXL, which I know was very experimental. So it's just like y'all throwing shit against the wall And here's this, again, the definitive work. You know what I'm saying? When y'all come up to the building, this is the bell you ring. And somebody's going to meet you at the front door. So I'm saying they're going to lead you in. Yeah, come here, sit down. We'll be with you in a fucking second, motherfucker. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
So it's out that you picked up on that because like, and this is me as starting as a musician. And I said, because, okay, so there's this old band, TV on, sure everybody remembers them.
TV on the radio, of course. Come on,
of course.
Science.
That album, OK Calculator. Like
yes.
it's messy. But like, I hated it. I was like, what the fuck is this? And then I listened to it. And this, through the ugliness, through the distortion, there's a beauty, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I was trying, and like my whole mission as a musician is to achieve that. Where when you dig.
Yo, King Cobra is like slices of sunshine through the bandos, man.
Exactly.
Slices of sunshine that come through the broken wooden barriers of the bando. And I'm trying to let our listeners know this is not no wire shit. Like I've been to Baltimore. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if you, to me, the Wire is great. You know, it's a show, but watch The Corner. You see what I'm saying? Like watch that first because I feel like The Corner was real visceral. We were on the ground level with some themes that were main characters. So you couldn't judge on The Corner.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
right.
Because right from the gate, you're with the themes that people say stay away from, you know, but they're humans. So right then, you're right there on the ground floor. And so, just I'm gonna have plenty platitudes, but slivers of light through the bandos, through my bandits, and the bandits that won't go away. Like, how many developers can buy the block and not build? How about that part? You see what I'm saying? You see all those little pamphlets. We got them out here in Philly. You see people throw stuff up. See, I walked by this crib. This shit was built like 4 years ago, and I totally realized, they didn't put the front steps up. Nobody lives in there, but it's sitting there. You see what I'm saying? It's just sitting there. They got the wallpaper on the front. You know what I'm saying? But somebody's gonna snatch it. Somebody's gonna make some money over it.
Yo, you want a funny story about the Corner? So I knew I forgot his name. I think he went by Damo, but his name is Chris. He was one of my neighbors when my family lived in Section 8, and he had gotten into a fight with this redneck kid, right? And he beat the mess out of this kid because he was like a racist. Right. And then and it was like, yo, you hit my son, blah, blah, blah. And Chris beat the dad up so bad that the dad had to shake his hand afterwards. He was like, good job. But like, here's the thing about Chris. He wasn't an actor. I wish I could remember his fucking name, but he was like legit on The Corner. Like the show. Yo. And like I was just like, I watched this racist ass redneck with an Eagle t-shirt get his ass whooped by Chris, by Damo.
Damo,
long live Damo.
Handle that.
Long live Damo.
Yo, Damo.
A man of our times.
Don't do that.
My life. He beat him up with one hand because he was on his bike doing wheelies and shit.
The story gets better and better. Better and better. Damo with the wheelies and the one-hitter quitter.
Yeah, it was like there's obviously because Tyreek's from the city and I'm from the area. There's the inclination to relate it directly to Baltimore as a city. But when we started writing the album, we were almost going for like rap Americana. It's the feel is bigger than just Baltimore in a sense. It's obviously everything's always been fucked. But this particular cloud that's been in place since 2016, 2017, from the politics through the pandemic. And when you have tracks like, The Badger, the story about the homeless guy and, bluffing and stuff like that, it's supposed to be a reflection of, without being super obvious with it and saying, we're going to talk about this particular issue. It's kind of the whole gamut of what this nation is. It's supposed to, that darkness and that ugliness that you feel, at least from my perspective and how I tried to write it, was, this darkness and ugliness that we've all been living in for the past couple of years. And that's kind of, the feel, I guess, I was going for.
I'ma kill my landlord, so I got a heater. Specifically, a nigga got a 9mm. If he don't believe in God, I'ma make him a believer. He will have no choice, cause he really about to meet her. So yo, 6 weeks ago, I'm getting evicted. Beg my landlord to help a nigga. Said he couldn't risk it in the streets. Been out here for weeks, shitting where I sleep. Ain't got shit to eat. Bro, this homeless shit is peak. Rewind, 2 months ago, I lost my job. Was living check to check, but check to check is getting robbed. Home of the free, land of the underpaid. Basically, had a closet off a minimum wage. Now I don't even have that, but I know where he's at. I'm shooting him, probably his family, and maybe the cat. Last year, shorty, she left the state with my son. This is America. So
You
hit it,
fucking
brother.
knocked that bitch out of the park, man. Like
You
fucking
hit it,
Rafael Palmeiro, the right field, short porch with the steroids and all that. You made that happen. I think what's cool what you said too. Here's a question I want to ask you based on a lot of the bars.
Right.
Outside of the more recent history, like you just talked about, are you a fan of history in general? Because throughout this record, you talk about Malcolm X, Martin, slave trade. Like you reference things that have had, like Bob Marley getting killed. You reference things that are 50 to 70 to 100 years old. And
Right.
so I'm wondering, like, do you watch history documentaries? Did you like history in school? Like, how is that on your mind still?
You know, I did like history in school. I'm not a big like documentary person. I should probably read more.
Well, no, just
but,
absorb. If you absorb media, so like I have,
that's it.
He's fucking downplaying it.
I'm a culture, I'm a sponge with that shit too. So it's like whatever I do here, it sticks. And not to dwell on the cliche, but it's like, obviously the past informs the present. You know what I'm saying? So
Brian is one of the smartest men I've ever met in my life.
So,
and I know I
I'm
roast
up
this
there.
nigga all the time.
Boom,
But
Brian,
like he's
so look.
legit one of the like smartest people I've ever met in my life. I'm like, because he's like he acts dumb. This
That's how
nigga,
you know he's smart. That's how you know he's smart, because a dumb person can't act smart, but a smart person can act dumb. It's
So
genius.
B,
I'm
check,
just like,
check,
how did
check
you
this
know
line.
that?
Check this line.
yeah.
And now this one you cut because you gotta be somewhat informed to get this one. I ain't
Right.
seen God yet, so I pray to the cops. Fuck bitches, get money like Elijah Muhammad. Now, for the listeners, first of all, fuck bitches, get money.
I'm
It's the
glad you
Junior
made-
Mafia.
Yeah, straight up, that's as hip hop as it fucking gets. That's Biggie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Biggie and Junior Mafia, but most people think, fuck bitches, get money. That's Biggie. No, it's Elijah Muhammad.
It's 100%.
If you didn't think that boy was getting his thing down in the fertile soil, think again. So I just break me down. So here with that line, like why'd you put that like there? Like why?
I mean, it's like the album's not like fun, but I want it to be funny.
Yes.
And that's just that juxtaposition. Like it's like you don't expect that to be related to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. When in fact,
It's just truth. That's the
nation,
truest. One of the truest parts.
there's very the Nation of Islam, and not to knock those brothers, you know what I'm saying, but there's a big component of it that's a fucking grift. So
Yep.
we getting money, and one of the main reasons Malcolm left is because that nigga was fucking bitches.
Yep.
Young
Mad
bitches.
young bitches.
Mad
Yes.
young bitches. So few niggas in history was getting money fucking bitches like Elijah Muhammad, man. Few niggas in U.S.
That's the
history.
juxtaposition.
He's doing
That's
numbers.
what we love about the record.
He was putting up numbers.
Doing Steph Curry
Super
numbers,
numbers.
man. He was
Put
doing
up
Yeah.
Steph Curry
He was
numbers.
doing
40
Steph-
balls.
So yeah,
then,
it could have been, get money, fuck bitches like Future or something, but Elijah Muhammad, like you don't see that coming. That's all.
No,
it's
no,
better like
that-
that. You don't see that coming.
That's one of the best bars on there. You got another bar. How you expect an oppressor to act like anything but an oppressor? But you don't want revolution. You want a fucking Tesla. Like,
Yo,
you know what I'm saying?
the record. Like you listen to the deep cuts.
Yeah, that's
this
like
is
these.
good, man.
That's
Like,
I will.
this is our job.
It's live from the liner notes. This
That's-
ain't fucking hanging out with
We ain't
Tariq
playing
and Brian.
around.
This is live liner
We ain't
notes,
playing
bro.
around here, man.
That's been-
Call
that's
our
been
culture,
really-
yo. We got a brand up. Oh, well,
It's
on,
been
bro.
really the best fucking thing about this whole rollout, man. Is like, not just people saying it's good or they dig it or whatever, which is great, obviously.
Right.
But it's like, yo, motherfuckers are like really listening and taking these lines and taking the production work and really sitting with it. You know what I'm saying? And really getting hit by the things we wanted people to get hit by. So yeah, but to that line in particular, we had worked on Head Clean. I just couldn't nail it for a while. We recorded a version of it when Zilla was in the studio last June. And that wasn't quite right. So I made some alterations. That line in particular wasn't on there. When Zilla saw the recording of the album, that came later because I had a bridge and it was like a sung bridge, and we had it in there for a while. And then Tyreek called me one day. He's like, "Yo, we gotta take the bridge out. It's fucking terrible." It sounds like what was it? What was the there was a Coca-Cola. It was on the end of Mad Men. That Coca-Cola theme song from the 70s, and I forgot the melody of it, but it was very much
buy everyone a Coca-Cola. If I can make the world smile.
He was like, he's like, it's too fucking happy. We need to take out the bridge, and this is probably a couple days before we go to our final studio session. And I just had that line written, and it just kind of fit in. But yeah, and that's it. I think also, Andre 3000 said obsolete is the fist and marches. And it's the same mindset between, behind that line, which is that complaining about, like, we need police reform. Like, nigga, the police work perfectly. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit is going off without a hitch. The government works exactly how it's supposed to. Mm-hmm. So to frame it as if because it's not benefiting the average man, it's not working, it's not really you understanding what the situation is.
Right.
And that's that line. You can't, it's fucking goofy to me that you're asking the city government to defund police.
Oppressors in the word oppressor. It's right there.
Yeah, like it's right there.
It's right there.
Like that's what they're supposed to do, nigga.
Saying they're following suit. I don't. What are we saying?
But they're very good at it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you're telling them to be bad at it, and they don't want to be bad at it. They want to be good at oppressing. You don't ask your jailer to be nice to you. Niggas been prisoners for 450 years and shit. Like, you locked up, you're gonna get treated like shit.
Yeah, I tell B.O. the jailers are not turned from steel to rubber. They stay still. Still raw iron and brick. They haven't made it into like stucco and shit. You know what I mean?
It's built the way it is. But yeah, that's another one. That was a particular line. Obviously, the Elijah Muhammad line was supposed to be funny, but that line was not. You know what I'm saying? That was supposed to be a very direct statement and very much, the worldview that I have in my most cynical moments. Obviously there's another side there. I wake up some days and I'm like, you know what? Love may be the answer. You know what I'm saying?
I love it.
But yeah, that wasn't how I felt that fucking day.
I think what's ill about the record also, and Rhino, is that it's like that. I think Chris Rock said at some point, being like, we want the conscious rappers to not have conscious beats. So like, if you could have a message, but the beats ain't like soft granola, like hand sewn koofies and shit. Like, that's not what we want. And it reminded me. So like, I think you guys,
Common showed us not the way to go.
Yeah, we don't need that.
Like, Common's foray into the consciousness field really showed you how not to do it, and B, just don't try it. Like, that's
right. And like the conscious, but you need the beats like remember that joint? I don't know if it ever came out, that Rhymefest song with Lil Jon. I'm an angry black man in the elevator. You ever hear that shit?
Nah.
I'm an angry black man in the elevator, where it's like Lil Jon at his peak. Rhymefest. You know what I mean? And it was called I'm an angry black man in the elevator, and it's like Lil Jon running the world, and there's Rhymefest like ghostwriting for Kanye, like walking that line between being like very heartfelt and like silly punchlines and topical. Right. But when they made that song, I was like, that's the key right there, is to have the Little John beat with a message and humor and heartfelt like vulnerability behind it. But you got the Little John beat. You know what I mean?
Like, it's hard out there for a pimp. It wins because it's true. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's why I won the Oscar. It was a true ass
the beat
song.
Is banging, right? It's like
I brought up these cats in every single interview, and it's gonna sound like I'm leaning on them. But fucking Public Enemy had the hardest beats on the fucking planet.
Exactly.
Yo,
the beats weren't conscious.
The beats weren't conscious. Rosie Perez danced for 4 fucking minutes at the beginning to Do the Right Thing to fight the power. Niggas was break dancing and pop locking. Night of the Living Bassheads
was literally scary to me. Like, I was scared of.
Don't believe the hype bang
walking up on me because of the video. Burn Hollywood, burn. I wanted. Where they at? Where the Hollywoods at? I wanted to burn them up.
Dude, me and my friends were like 8 years old saying 911's a joke.
Yo,
that
that was the one that hit the kids right there. You know what I mean? That was very for sure.
Ow,
but the beat was bad.
They
Like,
want
you would
the
hear
one
that
that
beat.
to
Like, they
get
would play it
down.
on the radio. They would play it like
Very
on the way to
much.
school. You know what I mean? On the box. Like, those
Dance,
beats.
but some of those beats were very danceable. They had the
Very
S1Ws
danceable.
doing the moves and like, you know what I'm saying? As much as like, let's take that time. As much as Main Source made danceable music, but the you know what I'm saying? But the
For sure.
Large Pro wasn't playing, so I think there was a movement implied. That's why S1Ws was up there. It wasn't just Chuck standing still. There was movement with the music.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's
Absolutely.
I want to get to the music. I want to give Tariq his fucking props.
Yes,
So,
sir.
Like,
Is he there?
Boogie,
He's going in and out.
I think he just quit.
Knives.
Nah, I didn't quit, man. My girl's giving me a hard time. Don't put that in the interview.
No, keep that in.
happens.
Keep that in.
Slice that in.
Keep that in. So what I like is like the beats. You know, like when I first heard you guys,
Tariq, the sound palette,
Willower,
man.
right? Like from Willower to now, the beats are never. They're never in a way where it's like, oh, like this is gonna be like a story about some sad shit, or like, oh, this is gonna be about depression today. It's like, no, this is gonna be like some block rocking shit. This is gonna be like some Prince shit. But then Brian's content is gonna be like the heavy, funny, profane, sad, you know, wish it wasn't this way shit. But the beats, like, do you give him direction, being like, okay, if the beat is dancey, you go sad. You know what I mean? Like, how does that happen?
100%. But it's also the other way around too, because like Brian's like, yo, I'm really fucking with this, you know, because Brian and I we listen to a lot of different genres throughout the thing, and he's like, yo, I showed him this song, it's this old country song, but it's on like a happy beat, but it's a serial killer. It's a story about a serial killer.
Oh shit.
And but the beat's really happy. But the thing is, like Brian.
Do you think I'm psycho, mama?
Yeah, exactly. You know, he's like choking. He's like, don't let me pet the dog because I might squeeze it too hard, you know, over like a happy country beat. And so I made it a mission. And like Brian hates when I say this all the time. I say this all the time. Boxing is my passion. I love boxing, man. And I feel like I want to take that role as a coach. And Brian is so experienced and as an MC that he can do any style. So I'm like, yo, do a King Von, and the King Von ended up being the Badger. You know, like so when I went to a show, no, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, yo, Brian hit me with like some Migos shit on what was that song? The Prince shit. What's the Prince joint called, Brian?
Boogaloo, a Melancholy Boogie.
You talking Melancholy
Boogie? Yeah. And I was like, yo, hit me with some Migos triplets. And he, you know, he worked on it and he did it. So that's another reason I like.
I was going to work.
Yo, and
I just caught those triplets where he said, "Yeah, I'm gonna
exactly.
me and Money
I'm
play
just my dad. I just a better that. Yeah.
Yes.
And then for Melancholy Boogie, I was like, yo, channel your best Ice Cube and African Bambaataa. You know, and I like that certificate. You know. And
so, Rick,
no,
let me ask you: like, is there a certain lean to 80s sounds with the synths and things of that nature and the drums? So some of the drums sound very 80s. I'm old enough.
Oh,
I remember all that.
100%. 100%.
And you just like those sounds better?
Well, this particular project, the next one's not good. You know, this particular project was like because I don't know if you remember this. Me and Brian were like coked up and talking once. Like we're that night at Andy's when you couldn't do your blower.
Yes. Oh, I got stuck.
This nigga had
I had the drunk driving thing in the car.
Yeah.
Word, and the car wouldn't start.
Well, yeah.
We're not
some champagne.
Brian, let's do an album from the beginning of hip hop until the end, right?
Yes.
Right.
So it ended up just being like LL Cool J, who's one of my favorite all-time rappers.
Dope.
And you know, like the Ghetto Boys with a horror rap story shit. But that's where it stayed.
But if y'all want some eclectic kinship, Shrapnel, the first record, very cocaine fueled. There we go. We never told the fans. We stayed up nights. We were up all night.
I said this to Tariq. We were texting earlier. I was like, zipper lip emoji. That was the secret to that album, ski emoji, and then you just come on.
I might or might not be on cocaine right now.
Liquid? You want that Kid
Jury's
Cudi?
out.
You want that Kid Cudi liquid cocaine shit? You want that shit?
No,
09 good music shit?
That's Forte.
You want that? You want to get out our dreams cocaine like that?
Yo, Castro, if you wanna hit the studio and you know.
Oh, you ain't gotta threaten me with a good time. Fuck you talking about?
I'm telling you right now, I'm disappearing like an hour in.
These motherfuckers gave me a hot dog.
where
They're
did
offering
Brian
you
go?
bags of illegals, man. What the fuck is this, man?
Bag of that lethal, Z. Bag of that lethal, man. You crazy?
Several felonies.
Targaryen?
They're offering you several felonies right now.
Targaryen normally if I was sitting there eating granola. Oh man,
This is Nugent. This is.
We need the additives. I wrote Ghostface Targaryen like fucking 2:30 in the morning.
Yo, guys, I hate to cut it short, man, but my girl's on my ass, so I have one more question in me.
Okay.
All right,
this is for you because we're gonna do this for a long time, so you can bounce. So check this. Here it is. What is your favorite beat that you made on this shit?
Yeah.
I don't know the answer to this. I'm curious.
My favorite beat ever, or my favorite beat on King
album.
Cobra?
On this project.
About King Cobra, motherfucker.
Oh man, I still hate it, but honestly, I really like Milk and Codeine.
Yes.
And I really like the themes of what is it called? Theme from King Cobra. Theme. Because I had to do a little programming. Every time I have to do a little programming, like getting the codes and stuff like that, I tend to like it more because then I'm challenging myself. But the whole album was me challenging myself, like everything. Because what's the last one? Rhino. When I did Rhino, yes. I was fucking around. We were so coked up. I was unemployment. So I had $6,000 in the bank. So I bought all of it. I bought coke. But this time,
that's a great way to spend your money. Go on. Yes, go ahead.
But man. This time,
fuel.
I didn't have coke money. So I had to sit there and focus. But I really like Theme for King Cobra because I had to, I was trying to learn sound design and, I got into programming and I made my own synthesizer on it. All those synthesizers I made myself. Like those are all mine. Yeah. So those
and you did that on Coke Gel too.
I did that on Coke Gel too, and people thought it was a sample.
Yo, Reek, before you gotta bounce, hit me real quick about Tyler Moon and his contributions.
Oh, that nigga is so I love him, man. He dated my sister for a bit. He's like he comes out, makes music, and then dips. He's not really into the limelight like that.
Phantom.
Yeah, very much a phantom. I never met him. He's all over my shit. I don't even know him.
Bro, I had an opportunity to do a tiny desk. I don't even know if I'm supposed to say that, but like I work for NPR, and they had, and I was like, Tyler, I'm like, I want to do this with you, man. Like, let's just submit it. And he said he was gonna show up and never showed up.
Oh, whoops.
Next time, fucking call me. Me and Prem will be there. Fuck you talking about?
Yo, no, absolutely. Like, no, for real. Like, we really do got to get this shit rolling because once Brian stole that verse from you, I was like, all right, well, we got to do something. But I hope we like have next time a release that's through a rap record, a label, And I love these guys, man. I love these guys to death, But like sometimes
there's a certain aesthetic. I know. Yeah,
I was gonna say I'll be a label, but I don't have the N-bomb love like that.
Whether it be like Ruby Yacht or whatever backwoods, like we need to just do it because I feel like I don't want to have to explain myself. Like Brian wrote a pretty big diss on there, and I was like, "Yo, that nigga's boy just." I'm not gonna say who he dissed,
I know,
but. That nigga's his homie just caught a body, and I was telling my label that, and they were like, "Oh my god, Jesus Christ!" Like, I don't want to have to explain that.
Dog, when I first heard Willower, the first thing I texted Castro, I said, "This is some backwoods shit." It's the first thing I said to this man when I first saw that video.
Yo, I mean, and another thing I was gonna say before I dip out is this: the third album, me and Brian made a pact. That was the final record. You know, so if it's gonna be the final record, it's gotta be on something major, you know. And then Brian can do whatever.
Y'all like youngsters, y'all say that.
Yeah, and if somebody backs like a Brinks truck up, you know what I'm saying?
You're like Jay-Z. Remember, Reasonable Doubt was the last album.
Reasonable
Doubt
was
making one album.
last album.
Get the fuck out of
here.
I'm still gonna make music. I'm just not. It's just like I don't want to peak, but it's gotta hit something, man. I mean, like those niggas at Backwoods better hit us up or something. Like
Castro. Motherfucker.
What I got to do with that, yo?
You are the label.
Castro's like, what?
You're the A&R.
And then me and Brian can part ways, and then Brian can make music with that nigga Alchemist as he should.
And then I'll be able to out.
Yo, me and you had a text about this like a year ago, talking about that exact scenario.
Nah, man, like I think we make quality stuff, man. And I mean, as much as I say I hate it, I just know that there's nothing else like it. Like I love Brian to death, man. Like that's my brother. You know what I mean?
100%.
Hella niggas ask me to make music with them all the time, but like I'm just like,
including me.
Yeah, but first of all, okay, I really got a dip, but you too.
He's really.
Yo, I got a whole project I did, man. You down? I got a whole project I did right sitting in my head.
Look, I was texting this guy about Venetian snares earlier. That's where my head's at. You ain't on.
Oh yeah, I know where you are.
Oh,
okay. My girl is. I might have to hop back on later on, man, because
we'll be here. We'll take a break. How about this?
Tariq is under pressure.
He's on
pressure. All right, love y'all.
Pressure. All right, brother.
All right, we'll take our first break as Infinity Knives exits the chat. We're still gonna come back with Brian Ennals, the one, the only. The fucking
I'm
MC
still
of
here.
the year. The MC of the year.
Oh man.
Him and Billy Woods are having a fucking arm wrestling contest like Sylvester Stallone and shit with a trucker.
What was that movie called again?
Over the top.
Over the top.
Turn your hat. Don't make me turn my hat back. My hat back was all summer, dog.
Call out culture. We're gonna take our first commercial break. We'll be back. Brian Ennals, formerly Infinity Knives, live from the liner notes. King Cobra.
Yeah.
We shall return.
It sounds like 1982 my disco band. It feels hot, I put the flames on it. I miss my dad, I could care less about riches. I just want the adoration that he never had. Bitch, I'm from Maryland, we need a new flag. With picks of dope needles, obeying some crabs. We used to say no selling out, but now that we older, it's fuck it. Let's get a bag. Fuck Ted Cruz forever. I hope he gets stabbed. The country is bleeding, the cut isn't healing. At some point, you gotta just peel off the scab. Cocaine and vodka, cause I'm always sad. Bro, I'm so broke, me and money play tag. I can't catch it, so I'm stressing. And that's why these new courts, they getting dragged. I'm dying. And everything is upside down. I'm dying. And everything is upside down. Taking walks through the cemetery. Talk to the graves, headstones crack, ghosts rise up. The demons keep telling me Brian get paid, cause I'm on my shit, but scared to admit that as a black man, I can't play spades. Pray to every god you can, but I don't think we getting saved. Jesus is weeping, I'm losing religion. Please eat pussy, cause pussy's delicious. If you moving birds, pass me a pigeon. All these sins can't be forgiven, and I don't know what's happening. I just know we ain't winning. The Orioles suck, they won't win the pennant. It's not a black movie, cause Zendaya's in it. This shit here is for D-Dave. Bitch, I will never behave. They see us and they see slaves, but I'm one with the moon and the seas waves. And I don't know why the cops is here.
One. Call out culture. We're back. Brian Ennals is here.
Tariq missed this because I actually I shout out Rhino XXL and on the new Strapping Work.
Look at that. See? Full circle. The whole gang's here. So it's a shame he couldn't. Selfishly, I always wanted you guys to come back on the show just because you're wild, funny, and cool. But I was like, we tried to schedule you guys for something else.
Yeah, I remember that.
It didn't happen. Then we were able to get Brian on the TI episode a few weeks back. But this was the perfect time because the record's out. Everyone in our circle of friends and peers and everyone is.
Yeah, man. Like y'all circle in particular, man, has kept And, you know, I'm like, I'm such an old nigga, man. Like, so I hate the social media. Obviously, I have a natural disdain towards the social media aspect, towards all this shit. Just having to do it. With that said, y'all crew in particular has kept like the mentions and the retweets and the reach really going. You know, a week to still be getting retweets in this era when niggas forget about shit, you know, the day after.
Yep.
To still, you know, seeing my mentions and shit lit up or whatever, you know, due to the album is like, all right, you know, this motherfucker got some legs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, and that's really the love. You know, y'all in particular, and a lot of people have been showing us, man. You know what I'm saying? Because this is content. I can use this to post on IG for the next couple of weeks.
Well, you know what it is?
Chop it in pieces.
Here, I want to help you with this. I want to help you with this, Brian. You don't need to think about social media as a chore. It's not like eating your vegetables. Like, eat those lima beans today, Brian.
Right.
You know, it ain't that. It's more about documenting what you're doing.
Sure.
It's not about like today I have to sit and create a post saying my album is out. It's more just like drive around Baltimore, seeing something fucking stupid as shit, videoing it real quick, and then being like, King Cobra out now. Like, whatever the fuck it is. Like, whatever you're doing, you're just documenting the day-to-day. You know what I mean? So outside of that, though, what I wanted to say, and I should have said this before Tariq bound. Maybe I'll text him afterwards. What I like about this record and Rhino is that I feel like this is the type of shit, and I probably said it to you on text, so this is good. Yeah. It's what I want Run the Jewels to sound like. Right. I wanted them to hit this spot where it's like, I love L so much. L's Castro's #1 rapper ever, but I feel like L has hit a place of like making Run the Jewels type beats, with the exception of Yankee and the Brave on the last one, and then that album closer with Mahalia Jackson and Josh Homme. But I feel like they all kind of hit that like festival commercial background beat, like a certain.
It's definitely
BPM.
Formulaic now.
Whereas like Tariq, to me, he can make a Run the Jewels beat, but then he'll make like, you know, a Sam Cooke interlude or some classical shit, or like some 80s fucking Schoolie D King T shit for you guys to snap on. And I feel like L can probably do all those things and has musicians in tow. But like when you said like, we're the post-apocalyptic Run DMC, in my mind, I'm like, I think Run the Jewels thinks that still, but you guys are that shit.
Hell yeah.
Well, first of all, I appreciate the hell out of that. You know, it's Ellen Killer Mike, man. You know, it goes without saying they're legends and shit. You know, that's like, you know, that's obvious. But you know, they're also like rich, so it's like, you know what I'm saying, when you know, once you get some money, man, it's you know, it just changes your perspective. I would guess. I don't know. I don't have any money, but I would guess just, you know what I mean, reaching a certain level, it's hard to go there, as Castro said sometimes. Because you might not be getting slapped in the face with it every day. On that note too, Tariq's similar to L in the sense that, you know, Tariq's frame of reference production wise is like not hip hop. Right. You know, he's not. It's movie soundtracks. It's classical. I mean, he's obviously a hip hop lover or whatever, but that's just one sliver of kind of his worldview when it comes to creating music and shit. And you know, and again, he mentioned before, he's just he's a person that, you know, his goal is, and in particular with this one was to actually challenge himself. You know what I mean? To try to make some shit, to actually literally sit down and not mistakenly or by accident make some avant-garde shit. He went in with the intent to make some new type shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's the album, and that, you know, and to kind of go to another topic slightly, but the contrast between that and Rhino is that intentionality. It's Rhino was just us, you know, Tariq had some beats. We made some for the album, wrote on and off for like 6 months. We recorded like a week, like, we might as well put it out. You know, King Cobra was very much, we sat down at the jump, like, what do we want to do with this record? We had multiple sessions, listening to different tracks to try to figure out a sound. I rewrote everything at least once or twice. You know what I'm saying? If not some tracks like Smooth Taste and Badger 4 or 5 times, whatever the fuck.
Damn.
So we had a goal, you know what I mean? To make something that was big, and kind of expansive, and weird as fuck, you know, and based on the feedback, you know what I'm saying? It's people are perceiving it like that. You know, once you throw your shit out there, you can't tell people how to feel about it or what it is. That's their choice. But everybody's thoughts on it are lining up amazingly well with what our thoughts on it are, and that's fucking gratifying.
It's cool, bro. What?
Yeah.
And let me ask you this: what about the all white? Why do you guys wear the white?
Oh, you know what? Look, that was Tariq too, and that's the thing. Give him props on that. He's a lot of this is his brainchild, the aesthetics of it, how we look.
Because remind me of like White Stripes. Remember they would only wear like red and black.
I don't know what it's thought. I think he just thought it would look fucking cool. And that's kind of what we bounced off of. It's like the jumpsuits or whatever. And then we did it like last year at this show, man. We had a show in this place called the Wine Out Loud in Baltimore. And there were like other artists there, man. I swear to God, I hate to be that guy. Swear to God, 2 weeks later, 2 separate artists are wearing like jumpsuits on stage and shit. It's like niggas bit off nonsense. Niggas take your shit and don't even before you even get a chance to rock the shit.
I don't want to see nobody in Baltimore dressing like you on no album.
No albums. No album. No jumpsuits, nigga. Plus, and me and Tariq too are like the most opposite of fashionista niggas you'll ever know. You know what I'm saying?
That's
like
fashion right there.
That's it. So
shit,
it's like
West Side Gun is at Fashion Week in Paris right now as we speak. So there you go.
Yeah, he's been posting from there on IG the whole fucking past couple of days.
Rudy Gay out there too.
Pretty good. Shots are really good.
My mom's good friends from college or Rudy Gay's fucking peoples or whatever.
Nice.
But yeah,
that was Rudy Gay mentioned. We had 150 episodes. That was
the first Rudy Gay.
That's the first Rudy Gay drop. That's crazy.
Yeah, man. When we talking basketball nonstop on this show.
Yeah. Alaska hates it.
Alaska's like, we talk about the Jets. I don't fucking care.
Yeah, but that was So the white jumpsuits, man. We couldn't. Niggas weren't gonna be able to wear like cool outfits on stage. We just be up there in t-shirts and shit. So it was like do something to make it pop a little bit. So yeah, nothing. I don't think there's anything deep behind it. But again,
okay.
When Tyreek comes back, maybe he'll know.
Yeah, I thought that was some Criterion Channel shit. You know what I mean? 70s French wave shit.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Fire. Castro, what made you so aggressively certain that we were gonna have these dudes on to do this shit? Because the Rhino, you were like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll check it. All right, yeah, Brian, he's cool.
Yeah, like, all right, so Rhino, I was taking
John Blaze, it's cool.
No, I was taking cursory like dabs and stuff, if you will, like on some weed nomenclature. I was taking like dabs. I listened to the Willow a lot, but I didn't dive in and listen to it from front to back.
Right.
And so I was like, I would go in, listen to this track, that track. I would piecemeal it. When it came to Cobra, the way y'all, the rollout with the singles and the song, and then I heard the Constable joint. I was like, all right, and then Don't Let the Smooth Taste Fool You. I was like, okay, we got nuclear energy going up here.
We cooking with grease.
Cooking with grease out this bitch. And that's when I realized, I was like, all right. So I knew when it dropped, and I forgot because the release date had slipped me. So when I went back and checked again to see if y'all had like made another song live, like maybe 3 or 4, because it was like 17, 18 tracks on it. The whole thing was up. The day I went and checked it, the whole thing was up. I was like, boom.
Oh, serendipity right there. Okay, bet.
The whole thing was up, and I wake up pretty early. So it gives me a chance to really just, if I want to just sit, press play, and listen to something straight through. Nobody's fucking with me at 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning. Nobody's calling or nothing like that to interrupt a listening session. So I do a lot of that. And so, that's what made me like, I was like, all right, this is it. And I think if check with Z, I probably called him 7:30 that morning and said, yo, this all right, see,
that's
there we go.
Crazy.
I listened to it at 4 a.m. and I hit Z up at like 7:30. I don't even know if he was up.
I was
he was up there
I
with
was
his
ready to
son.
go.
Yeah, and I was like, yo, this is the shit right here. This is the shit. We won't say personally what it was said, but there was a definitive statement made by Zilla where he had agreed. Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck it's all about, but I respect it. I respect it.
On the next break, I'll tell you.
All right, good. Remind me. So
yeah, I gotta hear that shit.
So what I think too is really fucking cool about this record is that you have this space where like, so when I watched you guys record last year, it was like I was there when I saw you guys do Melancholy Boogie and then Coke Jaw, but at the time I think it was called like Pink Floyd.
Yeah, for sure. Yep. True.
And then So I heard those joints, and then like a couple other ones. There was like people coming in and out. The only other rapper is Easy Jackson, and shouts to him. I did a show with him right before COVID with the rap
That's
roundtable.
right. You mentioned that. Yeah.
It was like
he came to the studio right after you left.
I know. I remember that, and I was like, I just missed that dude.
That's where I knew him from. I knew his name.
Yeah, we did the show. It was like him, Hike Keach. I think, dog, you ready for this, Bill Castro? It was a boot and saddle. It was me, Prem, Andrew, Marco, and me and Andrew didn't work together yet. I had just seen him do that show, and I saw him do another set. Hike Keach, Easy Jackson. And
shit! Shout out to Hike Keach, man.
Yeah, shouts to Hike, and then Cole Rhymes, and then that dude P.T. Burnham. So it was me and Prem like in one spot, and then it was.
I forgot why I didn't do the show.
Oh no, I think it was Andrew, but I think it was Hellhole Store.
Yeah,
I Alive and
did I have a show?
You had a show, so it ended up just being me and Prem. But then I did I think I did the Holla, the Ghostface cover. That was my first time doing that live. And then Easy came after me, and then he flipped like some gospel R&B beat. And then after the show, we talked. He's like, yo, when you did that song and I saw people react, he's like, I was going through my email, pulling up a joint I hadn't done like 7 years. But it was like some soulful shit because I wanted to play off you. And I was like, oh, that's like a really insightful guy. And so,
right. For sure, he is.
Yeah, so like him being the only other rapper on this whole shit, like that's what was your decision to, you have vocals from me, you have vocals from Castro, but to really go 95% Dolo on this shit, like was that something you guys discussed, or that's just kind of how it rolled out?
It kind of how it rolled out. There were certain, other than y'all three, there were other artists that we like had in mind for certain joints. And to be honest, I got a little selfish with it. Like Tariq was like, we should put somebody here. And I'm like, nah, I think I'm going to write some more bars. You know what I'm saying? So there was that part of it. But yeah, it kind of just came out like that, man. A lot of people, Easy's the institution in Baltimore. And, he and Tariq have been friends for a while. And me and Easy bang with each other pretty tough. But like a lot of people also in the city just don't like fuck with our shit. Like it's very... I'm not gonna get into it, but
no, it just sounds like us. Sounds like me. It's
cliquish as fuck. Like the kind of the scene that we kind of have,
right?
You know what I'm saying? So it's so we wanted, we definitely wanted a Baltimore artist on there, and it's like Easy's a dude that always shows love and shit. So we want to get him on. Plus he's dope as fuck, and we wanted somebody that could rap well, but also has that frame of reference for that 80s 808 sound, and would be able to approach that shit correctly. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of people that wouldn't be able to think they can't hit that right. And I'll be honest, and I think I told Dan this or somebody else, but after Easy's verse, I definitely went in and fixed mine up a little bit. I ain't gonna sit here and lie.
A lot of
like there was one version, and then I went back in and did a slightly different version. Like I wasn't getting cannabis out there.
Nah, dog. Hey,
no, there's no reason. Not in the days of having your own rig in the crib. Nah, man.
Yeah, no. There's no reason for that to occur.
We're gonna tighten up. They're gonna tighten that piece up.
But yeah, so yeah, it is like 95% Dolo. But that's the thing too. It's Tariq's obviously the producer, but with the soundscapes he creates that like kind of bleed one song into the other. He's fucking talking on the record too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Like he's it's not, that the sonics of it aren't just what I'm rapping over. It's what I'm rapping with, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? That's supposed to bounce off of me in a way that he's with his production is a vocal member of the group. You know what I mean? In a way that's kind of similar to like Premier and shit. Look at that. Speaking of fucking devil.
His ears were burning up. We started talking about this fucking man.
So real quick, I want to here's a question. Y'all don't have to. You know what I'm saying? This is totally up to y'all. But do y'all want to speak about Sunday, February 19th, 2017? It's one of the tracks on the fucking record, y'all.
Yeah. For a second, I was like, "Wait, what happened on that?"
I don't know if I should release that information. That's more of a Brian question.
What? I know, like I was meant to ask you. What is that date? I thought you just picked it randomly.
No, so basically, Brian was telling me the story. I don't know. It's about you and living in New York with your ex.
Oh,
so I don't know if I want to say all that.
Oh yeah, No, that involves like I got like a warrant and stuff. Let's just chill on that. But
This
yeah,
nigga's
okay,
wilding out.
Okay, yeah,
I love that.
now I know. Yeah, now I know February. Yeah, we can talk off the record on that one. Okay, now
All right, that's for the record, off the record.
So now I just learned something new about my own album. That's fucking incredible. Because now I'm like, oh, the girl on there, what she's saying, and then the date. Oh yeah, good job, Tyreek.
Shit.
Yeah,
Look
man.
at that.
I mean, that's all you, man. I thought it was just like a funny story.
No, that's funny. Yeah.
Yo, let me ask you guys this too. What I really like about your aesthetic is the song titles, right? Like they seem like passages from like very high-minded literature. You know what I mean? But then it'll just be like coach.
I'm a big reader.
So it'll be like like "Neath the Willows Leaves" or "The Culling." You know what I mean? Then it's like, "Don't let the smooth taste fool you." Like that's like some early '90s shit to me. But then it's like, "Death of a Constable." That sounds like some BBC shit from '71. You know what I mean? So how do you go about naming songs?
Well, I read a lot of books. This is gonna sound pretentious as shit, but like Brian knows this. I don't really watch a lot of shows or TV.
Right.
I just actually just bought a book today called what is it called? The Devil All the Time. I just literally started it. I don't know anything about it, but I read a lot of like fantasy and gothic shit. And most of my inspiration, everything I write is based on everything I consume. Like this is I'm standing on the shoulders of great men. You know what I mean? Like the giants. So it's "Neath the Willows Leaves" is there's a book called Between Two Fires, and it starts off as a medieval fiction, but it has a lot to do with like angels and most of the shit I read is fantasy. But it's definitely one of the most beautiful books I ever read. It's really gruesome because it has to do with the bubonic plague. Ooh. But underneath all the veneer of it being really gruesome, it's about humanity and about, like kindness in a place that kindness shouldn't exist, And, you have these people who don't know anything about the world. People are dying around them. And their inclination is to help somebody up. Like you shouldn't be able to do that. Right. And "Neath the Willows Leaves" is about. Stop me if I'm being like corny or whatever. But
hell no, go, brother.
"Neath the Willows Leaves" is like helping somebody who's not. There's no reason you should be helping this person, and it's like, you are so sweet for loving me, a wilted tree. Like a tree is gone, it's wilted, but you're still watering me, and it has to do a lot with like our, I don't know, like stop me if I'm getting personal, Brian, but it's like a lot of the times, we're recovering, we've had substance issues, and the only people that have always been there are women, our mothers or mother figures who deal with this bullshit that men do, coming home drunk and coming home on drugs and shit like that. And so that book about the bubonic plague, nobody should be nice to each other because it's every man for himself. But you find these group of people who are willing. The only thing they have left is right, and that's what that's about. Because it's about, a lot of the shit is about economic disparity, and throughout that, and everybody. I grew up in foster care, and the best families I've ever had have had nothing. Damn. You know what I mean? Just growing up all over the world. And so it's about like having nothing and helping somebody without asking for anything in return. As simple as that.
That's dope.
Nice.
So mixing literature and sort of.
Great. You should check out my favorite, Octavia Butler.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I know. Play. I'm just I always gotta check. I always gotta check the tempo.
Yeah. Parable of the sower. It's like,
Parable salads. That's a bias biblical. Those are Bibles.
It's literally, literally.
Those Bibles. She creates whole worlds.
It was her birthday yesterday, actually.
Yes, exactly.
She was 75. Yeah,
she was doing 75. Who does a lot of good tribute work for her and stuff is More Mother and her.
Okay.
Her Afro Black quantum futurism stuff. They'll do a tribute. They'll be on who was it on? One of those overseas popular radio stations. They'll do a little run. They did one a couple of days back. But yeah, I always, anytime I get a chance.
Oh, there's Alaska.
Hey,
look at this guy.
Come on, gents.
Shooting.
Yo, what's good, Alaska?
What's going on, Brian? How you doing?
I'm good, man. How you feeling, brother?
I'm good, man. Just unfortunately had this work project pop up, but I wanted to pop in and say what's up and congratulate you on a wonderful record, man.
Yo, man, I really appreciate that, dude. I appreciate you. You know, they said you were busy. I was like, oh shit, Alaska's knocking you on the show, but I appreciate you taking the time, man. And
yeah,
the
man,
words,
I really,
the love
really
online
dig
and all
it.
that shit.
I really dig it. You're rhyming your ass off on that, man. There's just like lines. Every time I listen to it, I hear new lines and crack up. And I appreciate your disdain for Aquafina.
The drink and the person.
Both. Yeah, she is a very unlikable person, man.
Oh, man.
Yo, I used to like her before she wouldn't just be honest and say, hey, I grew up in New York, like grew up in Queens. Like, just say that before you go into all your excuses and shit.
Yeah, man.
So corny.
Again, just say ride the 7 train, man. You're gonna hear like a whole bunch of
and she's a rapper. Like start with that, but she didn't want to admit that she was a rapper.
Exactly.
And that way that explanation takes care of itself. But she oh no, I'm actors. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to really say I'm a rapper that would explain everything that everybody's questioning your ass about.
I'm serious. I'm gonna start using my real name in films.
Yeah, exactly.
Aquafina.
It'd be like straight up be like dumbfounded, not explaining, his LA upbringing and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? If he were to get into movies, it'd be like that. That's weird because I met dumb. He wouldn't. You dead. You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't do that. You know what I mean? So like, I look at Aquafina as like, yeah, you messed up, honey. She'll be fine.
She'll be fine.
She'll be fine. But there was a lot more grace to be handled.
Absolutely.
In that situation.
Definitely.
Oh, Nikola Jovic. Nikola Jovic.
I don't give a fuck, man. Fuck him. Anybody who sounds like Nikola Jokic,
Nikola Jovic, not Jokic. Jovic.
I don't give a fuck. He's the same, man. Fuck him too.
He is not the same. He's a totally different player. He's a forward. Stop it.
He can go fuck himself.
Where'd Tariq go? Tariq got kicked off?
Yo, I think he
dragged your episode into the draft, huh?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Tariq's been popping in and out. How about this? Why don't we take a quick break?
Another break.
Heavy. And then we'll come back, I guess, round 3, wrap it up with all that shit. Brian Ennals, Infinity Knives, Alaska. He's here.
For a second. I'll probably be out when you come back from break.
5 from the liner notes minus Alaska. We'll be back. As he's here and he's out.
Yo, Knives. Yo. Hit me with that new school funky shit, yo.
Yeah. Mic check 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2. We in here. Easy to the E in the place to be. I punch a sucker MC in his face for free. If I'm fucking on your girl, ain't no replacing me. Count your days, motherfucker, she needs space to breathe. I'm in the building with the squad, we don't need applause. Try and rub on stretch marks underneath the drawers. Got my mind on my money and the stakes involved. They real high, so that bullshit can taste the balls. Fuck 12, that's my everyday mantra. Nicki Minaj, I'm a 5-star monster. Certified veteran, you know I'm legit. Ain't much you can tell me, cause I know I'm the shit. Running through the club trying to find me a straggler. Talking to Safina, but my cuz already had her. Looking at my phone, it's about that time to call Tia. She a freak off tequila and lime. Yo. My posse's in the bathroom. Yeah. My posse's in the bathroom. U-G-L-Y. One of you niggas has got to die. My posse's in the bathroom.
She wanna talk about human rights in China. Miss, I'm just trying to tongue kiss your vagina. I ain't hungry at all, but we still at this diner. Telling me about a childhood in one of the Carolinas. She don't drink wine, she do pop perkies. And when she coming down, she get a little irky. The cops is the clan, they cannot hurt me. So fuck your pagan holidays and Thanksgiving turkeys. They killed Bruce Lee, they killed Bob Marley. They broke Ali, they broke Marcus Garvey.
Call out Culture Podcast. You're live from the liner notes. Castro, before this episode aired, we played our new song with Casual, aka Smash Rockwell from Hieroglyphics.
Yeah.
The song is Behemoth. It is from the new Wrecking Crew album, Sedale
Threats.
Dropping July 11th. And you could get Behemoth on Bandcamp on wreckingcrew.bandcamp.com for free. You can pre-order that with digital. It's on streaming, all that shit. Run us up, man. Yo, here's what I learned, man. You got to fucking tell these people. Add my shit on Spotify. Stream my shit on Spotify, Apple Music, all of that. Because I look at the numbers every week. I see where people are fucking. Sometimes I have a good little spike in Buffalo, Florida, Poland. I like that. So we fuck with everybody on Bandcamp. That's where the good money comes in for us artists. But the community aspect and the newsletter, we love that shit. We fuck with everybody on our Patreon where you're getting all the episodes early, obviously. But, you know, the tried and true methods of, you know, the biggest fucking nets, which is Spotify and Apple, we fuck with us there too.
Yeah.
Help us. We must dominate all algorithms. So do the same
dominate
thing.
All algorithms.
We must dominate all of them. So that applies to Rhino XXL and King Cobra. Buy the shit, buy the vinyl, pay the $80 for shipping. I don't care. But then add the shit on Spotify. Hook these fucking guys up. So that's all.
And Dear Sudan. Don't forget.
And Dear Sudan.
Absolutely.
And shouts to Amoeba and Berkeley. They carried a Dear Sudan vinyl, which is fucking cool. So shouts to those dudes. Sorry. So here we go. So let's get to the very end here with Brian.
And Amoeba in Los Angeles.
And there you go. So I wanted to know. So again, when you guys were talking with Dano, shouts to Free Music.
Yeah. Shout out to Dan.
You said it briefly about, you know, Cube and Public Enemy and all that. But like who else would you say has like a big imprint on you as a rapper? You know what I mean? Like beyond people like that may be somewhat apparent. Because to me, when I listen to this shit, I'm like, I said to you, I was like, this is like Too Short meets like Dead Prez.
Right.
To me, it's Paris. It tells you Hoodlum meets Flavor.
That's high praise, man. To put it mildly. Honestly, when it comes to like, you know, I've like stepped outside of myself the past couple of years, and I'm like, well, who do I sound like? You know what I'm saying? Where do I get my shit from? Deck, Cannabis, are probably like the two guys where I'm like, that's, you know, that's what I remember specifically, like flipping the switch in my head when I'm like 12, 13 years old. Like, you know, if I'm gonna rap, I want to sound like that. You know, whether
you could do the beats from the East verse right now, right?
100, yeah, like beats from the East, fucking Desperados. You know what I mean? I could do better than Cannabis right now.
1,000 degrees Celsius.
I was the kid that was listening to the Cannabis side of the DMX versus Cannabis mixtape. You know, more than the DMX side. But yeah, that when it comes to, you know, as far as how I write rhymes and the way the punches are structured and my frame of reference, you know, Deck does a lot of space shit and science fiction, you know, mixed in with, you know, the comic books and stuff, is all Wu-Tang does.
Right.
But, you know, like referring to yourself as a Colossus or a god and doing stuff with planets and shit. That's a lot of Deck and Cannabis. So I would say those two. Probably a little bit of M. And, you know, like peak Rick Ross, you know what I'm saying? In terms of Peak Rick, like 2009, 2012.
Larry Hoover.
Mafia music?
Yeah. Mafia music.
Teflon Don?
Yeah. That guy.
Teflon.
Rich, do you fuck with that Rich Forever, that mixtape?
That might be his best album.
Yeah, Rich
Triple B Dream.
Because you know that was because what the thing is, that was God Forgives I Don't. And then he had a falling out with Def Jam and put it out for free. And that's why God Forgives I Don't. It had that huge rollout and the album was
I didn't know that.
Yo, God Forgives is hard too. That shit is
it's you know, I feel like that's when the stagnation kind of started a little bit.
I still,
but it's not bad.
No.
But
still he's making the same song.
Yeah, like that's what he did. These niggas can't hold me back. It's like, wait a second, this is the 7th one, bro.
Yeah, like, doing that, you dipping into that Nelly
plus
style.
All the MMG compilations, you know what I mean?
Yeah, plus all that. Man. He was like, you know, he's one of them guys that was like he was too productive during that.
For space,
he went too hard.
Yeah. What was the shit he had with
especially the way his music is structured, he put out too much.
Way too
to mind.
Dog,
especially when you had all them soldiers.
You had all that. Like you got 80 records, Ross. Like,
look that's what I was doing last summer.
I gotta mute these motherfuckers.
Amanda, you're awesome.
Hey, what's going on?
Oh, never mind.
Can y'all hear me?
It's a party.
Yo, this is the most living this podcast has ever had.
Oh, it's on my headphones. Hold on.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate that. This nigga.
Yeah, my phone died. Can y'all hear
Yeah,
me?
we figured.
Oh no, we thought you
No,
we thought you
I
caught the
did.
pillow
I
to the face.
appreciate it. Thank you so much.
I don't know how to put it on speaker.
You're on speaker.
What up?
You're on speaker. We can hear you.
This motherfucker is in and out.
You know, his phone is not plugged in. He just used the 5%. He got back. You just charged it and he just used it, and that's why I cut off. He's having a party over there.
But Brian, you talk about Rick Ross. Like I can hear it.
There you go. Now you're.
it is.
What's up, guys?
What's happening?
Get out of here, Tariq.
Look at that.
What's going on?
What's up,
So
Brian?
good.
There's that
Charlie's
talented
Angels.
motherfucker. Get out of here.
Hey,
Bye, y'all.
Brian, talented motherfucker. That's your MC name.
that's the
Talented.
new
TM. Talented
TM. I like that.
That's your Twitter
My
bio.
phone- my
Brian
phone- my
Ennals,
phone died.
talented motherfucker. There it is.
Talented
Well,
motherfucker. I like it.
Tariq, make sure you plug it in so it won't die while you're using it right now.
There's these things called chargers. You put them in the wall, right? And then
You
you
know
plug
what
your
I'm
phone.
saying?
I'm
It's
over.
crazy.
I'm over at somebody's house and they have the one iPhone charger in the living room, but they won't.
Oh, no whole.
Oh, everybody's using it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we were just asking Brian like his rapper influences. Who is your rap producer influences?
Yes.
Rap
Yes.
producer. Honestly, not very many because I just like
Just the ones you tap into. Anyone.
Dark Child, but he wasn't rap really.
Rodney.
Yeah.
Rodney, that's a big one. Well,
Yeah,
especially
man.
when I was in my R&B run with Tony Braxton and them and Brandy's. And
Yeah, that's when he. Yeah.
He would.
And,
I like Dark Child. He used to make. I don't know, but correct me if I'm wrong. He used to make really good track 10 and on, like the back end of the record.
Yeah, like the Brandy record. Yeah.
Yes,
Ooh,
and I'm like,
Brandy
I'm like,
album.
ooh, I'm like,
Yo, those beats are like still unreal to me.
Oh, they're great. He was clicking. Dark Child was
I
clicking.
think he did a lot of Destiny's Child too, didn't he?
He did do he did
He hit them.
he was all over.
702.
Yeah,
all
like
the
that, like
Salam Remy accounts, all the stuff.
Yeah,
Salam
late
does
90s,
now.
early 2000s, Dark Child was
Then I feel like
Who did
Neptunes came and just
who
like
did the
mopped
R.
them forward.
Kelly R record?
Oh, Trackmasters? I think Trackmasters.
Yeah,
did
TM.
that.
Trackmasters.
Sound
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah,
Sound
not
like
them
Trackmasters.
two. Them two for sure. You know,
Wow.
because I grew
Well,
I grew up a lot on. I grew up more like my uncles and shit showed me Wu-Tang Clan, but I was more of an R&B sad boy. You know what I mean?
Around that time,
Yeah.
yes, sir.
Like
Yes, sir.
Teddy Riley is another one. You know what I mean?
God.
Or
Um,
were you into Maxwell's production? The Maxwell's production.
Yo,
Like,
Maxwell, Genuine, all those niggas, man. Like that's like that. So I came. That's why I think of mine is more melodic. But I had to learn to cut a space for Brian in there to go.
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, my influences are everywhere. It's like you know, Wagner, like classical music and shit like
Wagner.
that. Yeah,
Where's my
I'm a
TM?
composer by trade. I'm a
I
composer
know
by
that.
trade.
I know that, brother.
You know?
Wagner's it.
But yeah, now Brian teaches me a lot about how to give a rapper space. Because usually when I work with rappers, they just want beat packs, you know. And Brian's old school, so he just writes, and I have to write around him. Rappers usually write to producers, you know what I mean?
Right.
And Brian is like has so many parts that like hit too hard for me to keep a melody on top of it. So I have to cut out that melody. Like, you don't want a revolution, nigga, you want a Tesla. I have to pull out of that.
Right. Yes.
Right. Yeah.
You know, because it's supposed to hit, you know.
What type of instrument do you think he is?
Brian?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like an oboe, a piano, a horn.
Oh,
shit.
Brian is a broken Moog from 1974.
From 1974.
Broken
Broken mode. Like one of the
That's
keys
ill.
just not fucking yes.
Because it's unpredictable, but it also sounds fat, you know?
Nice.
Because I never know. I'm always like, Brian, send me a demo. And then he doesn't send me a demo. We're in the studio. I'm nervous. And then all of a sudden he comes up with some, like, Death of a Constable. I didn't want it on the record because I thought it was going to be some bullshit, you know? And he came in and he was like he was in a bad mood. And he came in and he was killing it. I was like, we got to put this shit on the record. I made that as a joke because I was watching Breaking. Do you remember the movie Breaking?
Yeah, of course.
Come on, man. Turbo, man. Get out of here.
And I was just like, you know, an exercise of mine is to take beats from different parts and try to recreate it. So I made a beat just as a joke. And Brian was like, give me that beat. So there it is.
So hard.
That shit hits hard. Boom, 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 boom.
I remember when I watched you guys do Melancholy Boogie, right? And Brian goes down there, and he just proceeds in one track, one take to record the whole fucking song. And it's over. He's like, "Was that good? Yeah, that was great. Okay, I'm just gonna do it again." And he did the whole fucking song.
Oh,
That's some elusive
punches.
shit. That's some
Nothing.
elusive shit. Elusive does that.
Yo, this nigga Brian pisses me off with how many, and he changes this one little tiny thing about it. I'm just like, bro, it sounds the same.
No, I gotta get it right. Nah, trust me, gotta get it right.
Gotta get
Trust
it right,
me.
buddy.
Oh,
Gotta
you're right.
get it right, buddy.
Nah.
Gotta get it right.
And he comes out in a bad mood.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm watching this. I was like, you just did a
Amazing.
whole song in one take. Like the hook, all that shit. You weren't
You
like,
know, 'cause it's
"All right,
like
leave the
what
spot."
when you're in high school and shit, you got like an hour to like record. You know what I mean? You got like the $150 and shit. So everybody's you gotta go on with your shit like tight and memorize, and you gotta knock it out, or else y'all niggas ain't gonna finish the song. So I think it definitely comes from that type of training, I guess.
It's impressive. The same thing is like, and then what was I gonna say too about the record? The self-hating artist aspect. Right.
Self-deprecation.
It's fascinating. You know, you guys publicly keep saying like, "Oh, this came this close to not coming out, and this song wasn't gonna make it, and all this shit." And it's like,
it's not a game.
I know it's not a joke. I could tell. I just think, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? You're fucking deranged.
You need we were just talking about how bad we fucked up our lives, yo.
Well, yeah, man.
Like you guys would have been content with this just sitting on a fucking hard drive somewhere, not out in the world.
Not if I
time.
Not if I
Castro's like, no fucking way. Yeah, it just
shit.
I don't know if it's a subconscious way of keeping like expectations low or what the fuck. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure.
I mean,
we're very
look. This business is not one for the faint of heart.
Right.
You work so hard on something for multiple months or whatever, and you literally we're in the art of letting it go. Like you have to let it go. Like
absolutely
learn how to walk.
Oh, it doesn't end. It doesn't end.
Into traffic, like letting your kid walk across the street in the traffic, and you can't get in the way of the car. Like I get it. We totally get it. Like shit. As there was plenty of shit.
Y'all know. We all know.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, y'all have been really comprehensive about listening to this shit bar for bar. It's insane to me.
Oh no, we don't. Shit. Well, things deserve the ear. Why am I gonna play around? Like, why am I not gonna?
What did y'all guys think of Milk and Codeine?
Milk and Codeine? That shit
Milk
is...
and Codeine. I love Milk and Codeine.
I was playing that today. I was picking up some fucking Mexican food. I was playing that shit in the car.
It's the reiteration of the color melody.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
so
right.
That comes back into play. And it's again like these, like I said, the slivers through the bando. It's another one of these beautiful moments amongst all this, like when the sun comes out after a tornado.
Yeah,
like it's so-called beautiful. It's nature and shit, but you're standing in a building without a roof. Like something got to give. You know what I'm saying? To be able to experience
that's
that.
That's literally what I was trying to go for. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Tyler is actually a church choir director.
Wow.
Nah, of course. The melody, it makes sense.
Yeah,
music like this isn't familiar to him, but I always know what a music, like that's what I thrive to do. I love finding people in an element that I know I could put my own stuff on there or coach him into doing certain things and that it would really shine. Like
your project management on this project is excellent.
That's what I love to do.
I know because the way Phil was telling me,
bro. Like that's
said I was in there, people coming in and out and stuff like that, and I was like, all right, fine, that's how I work. You know what I'm saying? That's
just orchestrating the whole thing, man.
Yeah, I'm a Nazi. I'm a Nazi when it comes to it. I'm like, you got to do this.
Hitler, where's Herman?
I told you, yo.
You know what else too? It made me think.
No.
With shit like King Codeine and like the culling theme from King Cobra, it's not the same sonically, but it reminds me of when Prince Paul was in De La, where you would have De La rhyming crazy complex patterns and styles and cadences, inside jokes, Long Island shit, coded, all these fucking things, fly 80s shit, fly 90s shit. And then they would have like breaks where it was like the Prince Paul interludes, where you got to understand like, okay, the beats are banging, but like now it's just like the Prince Paul part of the record. Like, oh, this is like the funny, wild shit he likes to get into, where like, here's him flexing with the production. but then I think like sonically, it reminds me of Kid A, where
Radiohead.
Yeah, where like Kid A was like, to me that was like their Y2K Paranoia record.
Yeah, for
every
sure.
Fucking rapper was making, reading Behold the Pale Horse. But there's a lot of like little subversive things you guys have, and like straight ahead moments where like you'll like bend the note to it'll be like off, or like Brian, the part where you like I keep something, we say like cocaine under my, you don't say privates, like little
you drop
parts
out,
in there where it's like you just subvert little pieces,
to
right?
vibe,
So like it can be beautiful, or it can
Yeah.
be harrowing and scary, or angsty, or like synthesizers, but there's like little things like jerking it, like just pulling it back, like someone did that, versus like I play it this way and it stays this way for 3 minutes. You know what I mean?
It's the song, and this is another flex of mine. This is in 10/4. It's I don't know if y'all know a lot about time signatures, but that's
we work with Small Professor, so yes.
We work with Small Pro, so yes.
Yeah, no, and that one I flex because there isn't, if there's any songs in 10/4 at all, and Brian really came through with that. I was like, yo, because at first he struggled a little bit because it's not the general rap. Because
you got to figure out the equation. It's math.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely math.
And once you figure out the equation, and it locks in like a Lego piece and shit. And so I definitely hear that. I hear that fruition of y'all work. That something that Tariq will give you something that's challenging, and then I hear the beat take its little time, and then boom, you come in like train on a rail.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I don't make beat packs. I don't make beat packs like that. I just do it based on project to project, like which Curly. I'm gonna have to really head out here because I for real this time. But get my numbers, yo.
All right,
and
I'm gonna get you.
Get them from Zilla, and then we'll talk more about that shit.
No doubt, I'm with it.
All right, yo. Thanks for listening to our shit, yo.
Always
for real.
Thank you.
All right,
all right, bro. I'm gonna hit you up in a second.
All right, hit me up, yo. I love you, bro.
Yeah, love you too, bro.
All right, peace. Fucking.
Yeah,
Mario Kart YouTube bananas, dog. Mario Kart YouTube bananas. That's my favorite. Kart YouTube bananas. Like that's like some Rick Ross shit. Mario Kart YouTube bananas.
Yeah,
man. What's he say on
Shout
that?
out to Ross.
It's like reminiscing the early 90s when I had a pager, triple beam dream. Now Pat Riley, my neighbor.
Yeah,
that's the hardest shit.
Yeah, he got off on that. All up in your woman face, fuck up her makeup, nigga. Like this,
Boss.
It's like, damn, bro. He's screaming at the baby moms.
And I mean, like, look, man, like, look, and they showed his skeletons in his closet. He's like, fuck it.
Fuck it, rap. I'm a rap better.
I'm a rap even better. Yeah, he started rapping better after they found
He started rapping so much,
way
switched his whole shit up.
Way better, yo.
He had to, bro. He had to.
He did. It's a Fat Joe level. I tell people all the time, like Fat Joe stepped his shit up.
Oh, from the second album to Don Cartagena is a completely different
nigga. Yo, he's rapping his ass off, and I'm like, no, y'all understand.
God, I love that motherfucker. That album, he's killing that first Terror Squad album too.
Yo, he
Fat Joe's spazzing on that.
Yeah,
he merged that shit.
He kills every one of his because
every verse.
It's like 3 or 4 of them on every one of the tracks. So it's like 3 or 4.
Like that.
He has the
Everything's
Alchemist joint
on that record.
He's got the Alchemist joint. Bring it on.
Yeah.
Like 99. I know you really want it. How much supposed to give your mother when you came
hard? That era of Fat Joe was special, man. Fuck out of here.
Yo, wait. This is my Rick Ross shit. Remember that P Diddy fake 808s and Heartbreak shit, the Dirty Money joint? Remember that album?
Yeah.
Right, Last Train to Paris.
We're done.
Yeah. Right. So Rick Ross on the remix for Angels. Remember they flip Where I'm From by Jay.
Yeah, for sure.
Shit. Yep. So Rick Ross comes in. Lord, you can just read his lines, but it's like so in his pattern. Lord, forgive me, I'm a sinner. Oatmeal in the winter, fucking leather interior, oak wheel in the center.
How do you start the second verse? He's like, I'm a photographer's dream.
Yes.
Like,
He says, my brother's deal opium, still in the OBM, condominiums in the center of Ethiopia.
Ethiopia.
All they see on the Phantom plates, seats, blue jeans, and it's treated like a cabaret. 5 shots. Now I need to roll a yellow tape. With a Glock, make a scene. I'm the F. Gary Gray. Crab cake served, chill on the Learjet. Whatever Diddy call, I know it's about to be a big check. How many bags you forget to get your chick yet? Nowhere sex good just by looking at my chick neck. Oh my God. All aboard the last train to Paris. Wheels look like a Ferris. Your jeweler should be embarrassed. I took a Palmeretta just like a tarot. I could detonate a bomb at the issue of any challenge.
Just come on, man.
Come on, man.
On a Dirty Money record, like he did. Yeah. There was no reason to do that.
No reason to be like that. No, it's no plausible explanation.
No, why are you spazzing like that?
Like, yo, we don't even remember the other girl's name. Ain't that the funny thing about Dirty Money? We don't even remember the other girl's name. I always forget the other girl's name.
No idea.
Glock make a scene of the F. Gary
Gray.
That's crazy. Yeah. So
Dawn's become like a big cult artist though in the past couple years. She's from Baltimore.
That's crazy. Word.
Yeah,
okay, good. Yeah. I'm glad she landed because when you do that whole early reality TV thing, it could just mess it up for you to do something legitimate later. You know what I'm saying?
For every Cardi B, there's 50,000 other motherfuckers that it ruined.
New York.
Because in Danity Kane, it was supposed to be the other girl. The other girl was supposed to pop.
Yeah, the blonde.
You should have dated my man Paulie D. He fucking
but she just messed everything up. But I think she had a little highway, but she took an exit too early.
Yeah,
she got a brand new face. I saw her. I was like, wow, it's like
her face is crazy looking. She looks worse than Kim.
Yeah,
she looks worse than Kim.
She's
and that's saying something.
Yeah, that's rough, dude. All right, I don't know where else to go after this. It's all about
it's King Cobra, man.
King Cobra, yo.
Cobra, dog.
It should be on. There was a slight delay, but it should be on all streaming, Apple, Spotify, the whole 9 within the next couple days. Obviously, you can stream it, purchase it on Bandcamp. The video for Death of a Constable, we should be wrapping up within the next week or two.
Nice.
Yeah, we got a Baltimore Banner, new alt newspaper out of Baltimore. Justin Fenton, who did We Are the Streets, he's part of it. Yep. Lawrence Burney, formerly of the Fader, he's part of it. We have a feature written by Al Shipley, and that should be dropping. You know what I'm saying? We've been rapping when we rapped with Cabbages last week. Shout out to Gary. So you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of love, man, from a lot of people that we respect and who are fans of y'all. Y'all obviously included in that. So it's been a good week. We just gonna keep rolling this shit out, man. We just appreciate the love and shit.
Fuck yeah.
No doubt, yo.
Yeah. I got me and Griff. We were talking today. We got a couple songs we want you on to.
Yeah, but
it's kind of fucked up because I'm it's kind of cheating because it's doing some shit you've done so far. But I'm Brian's kind of the dude to go for because one song may be about just how every fucking white dude in my neighborhood is a junkie with a backpack. And I'm it's kind of fucked up to get Brian on this shit, but I feel like Brian is in a pocket of telling them stories in a funny way.
Yeah, so, that's right up my alley for sure.
So that's what we got going on with them. So shouts to Infinity Knives, and then for us, man, this is a Dale Threat record, man. We got been going back and forth today with the distributors. I mean, with the press and plant. So we should have CDs and tapes in hand by the time the street date hits. The vinyl is going to be a little bit longer, but again, we're not trying to play that game where you give us $40, 18 months go by, where's the record? We never said we're making a record. What are you talking about? Ain't no vinyl coming out. Now we're not playing that fucking game. So whenever we have a vinyl pre-order, we will let everybody know because that means vinyl will be in our hands and it'll be in your hands after that. But this is a mega fucking release from me, Castro, Prem, Small Pro, and Behemoth. Everybody fucking with the Casual verse. That's
appreciate
cool.
that. We
Casual
appreciate
came
that.
Through.
Yeah.
Dumbed out on us. Did his thing.
I'll put the metal to your wisdom like braces, bro.
He's you know what I realized about him? He's what I took from him was you can hear his mouth moving when he raps. Put the metal to your wisdom like braces, bruh. Like that. You can hear.
You talking about Casual?
Casual.
Yeah, rap guy.
And it's I felt I've done that more as I gotten older because it sounds like this motherfucker's in your ear when you hear the mouth. I don't know how else to explain it. If that makes sense.
Dante Ross had some good Casual shit on that Open Mike Eagle podcast.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did it. He you know what I'm saying? When he's talking about the high roads or whatever, you know what I'm saying? He talked a lot about casuals. So
God, right
definitely
there.
put, you know what I mean? That underrated dude for sure.
Oh,
Casual's up there. He's very highly regarded.
He's like Elgin Baylor. Like you look at the records, like, oh shit, Elgin Baylor was doing all this. God damn it, no one talks about Elgin Baylor.
Casual was that was some, you know,
some that calling himself rap god was not pretentious at all.
Not at all. He's a amazing MC for sure,
and getting better with age. God damn. So shout.
So here to call out culture. Eminem did not come up with rap god first. Casual did, motherfucker. And we talking about some esoteric spirituality with the rap god, not just I rap fast and shit like that. What you talking about? We're talking some Moorish ancient history here. So like, don't play yourself. Don't play yourself. For real.
I wrote. What was it? I did like a fake tweet doing Eminem bars to one of my followers because he was like all of his mans are like diehard Eminem fans, like, but not like the ones being like, you know, Eminem's dope, but there's like a cutoff. You know what I mean? There's like we don't want to talk about the last 9 albums, but the first 3. He's like, nah, my friends like all that shit, like every joint.
That's wild to me.
And I wrote like a whole fake thing because they posted like REM. It was like REM, but all the faces were Eminem.
Yeah.
So I wrote like some lines about it being like, everybody hurts shaving my wiener on January 1st, like saying dumbass Eminem shit. And I said to him, I was like, yo, go read it, go copy this and send it to your friends. Be like, yo, Eminem just wrote this. He spit it. And it was the stupidest shit in the world. And he's like, all my friends responded like fire emojis, like, oh shit. It was fucking the world's worst shit I wrote as him.
Yeah, that's yeah. He's still like the biggest. He's low key still like the biggest artist in the country. Like he drops now.
Oh,
he still streams so much. His old record still streams so much. It's wild, man.
Yeah,
but you know,
so
like
bad.
it's so bad.
So
it's
bad.
Like it's unlistenable shit, yo. Like just the worst music ever. Jesus.
Like it's real. It's like you see, we were getting blowback on the episode, but it really is as bad as Street Life is. Like these people don't have the capability of rapping enjoyably anymore. I don't enjoy it. Like, so it doesn't matter if it's competent or not. I'm not enjoying myself at
There's
all.
nothing enjoyable about
You know what I'm saying? And so it doesn't matter if you're hitting a high level of technician. I'm not enjoying it, and you aren't either. Okay, you're automatic.
Clearly.
You're automatic because anything, like the same way we talk about Red's degradation. But there was a time where I can't wait. You're killing it. And you're repeating your bars right into the hook, trying to show people, yo, these bars is tight. Like, I'm really coming with something. You don't repeat none of your bars anymore in any of your songs. You say them once, you let them go. And I can't wait. He did it like 3 times. You know what I'm saying? Like, you were challenging yourself. And now you're on automatic. And like, Eminem's been on automatic. I don't even know if this is the real Eminem or if it's not like a body snatching robot.
Yeah, it might not be him, honestly. Because I mean, like, Eminem's been out since what? First album dropped in 99.
Yes.
And then it was 2 years before that Infinite came out. 97.
And Infinite came out. But he's been bad since 06?
Yeah, right after
Eminem
02.
Show. The 02 is the cutoff. Everything after that shit.
What was Eminem Show?
Right Eminem Show was 02. Yeah, that was it.
Yeah,
and that's it.
20 years of duds, bro. 20 years straight.
And it's questionable that he's more popular in the dud era than he was when he first started.
Oh yeah, like when he came back with Rihanna and that Little Wayne record.
Yep. It was
here it is. I found the
huge.
rhymes I wrote. I wrote these June 4th as a joke, right? Here it is, my Eminem bars. Everybody hurts shaving my wiener on February 1st on a date in a pet cemetery with a secretary nurse. The bitch drugged me with berry-flavored perks. I realized then she was Tyler Perry in a skirt. She's very nutty. She made me peg her hubby while he was dressed as a Teletubby. That's
actually good old Eminem, though.
That's good old Eminem.
That was like
when he was jagged.
That was some Slim Shady freestyle shit, yeah.
When he had that original rapping style when he was doing the old disorder shit.
I love all
that. He hates
shit.
now. He says he thinks he was off beat, but to me, remember he never did any doubles. He would only do overdubs and talk about his lyrics.
He would always do like the ill background, like, yeah, come on, leave me alone.
Right.
It was always super dry.
Yeah, but he would never do any doubles of his vocals. It was always it was like him commentating his verses and shit. That's what he was.
Y'all can't see me like Mace's eyebrows.
Right before Dre convinced him to sing. That's when he started doing To Kill a Mockingbird.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, he really could turn his voice into something. I get surprised with the engineering they do, but that was just a bad idea because he just went too far with it. Toy Soldier stuff. And those are competent songs.
I fuck with Toy Soldiers.
They're all competent
songs, but the songs that come after that initial idea of that song, those are the hard things. Those are the things that's on Relapse and Review and with Prolapse or whatever the fuck them albums are. You know,
every album is an apology for the one before it.
Yeah, somebody. It's true.
Everyone, God,
everyone.
Damn, how many chances do you get, man?
Yeah, infinite. Pun intended.
Yo, let's close it on that. See, that's it, man. I'm done.
That's it. We did it. It's been a while since we just shit on Eminem on the pod. Usually we do it on Patreon.
That felt good.
On Patreon, Brian, we did one on Patreon about his beats. And Alaska was like, this motherfucker's beats are bootcut jeans.
Yeah.
remember when he sold Nas and Hov the same beat, like in the same month?
Yeah.
The cross and then the Black album.
The greatest drop off of music history from track 1 to track 2 is Nas Get Down to the Cross. How do you put them together, bro?
And then remember, everybody was going crazy. What was the song with him? He did with Pac and Big.
The Running.
Yeah.
The Running, yeah.
Burn.
That might be his decent beat. But let me tell you whose career he just torpedoed with his beats.
Yo, how you from
Trice.
Detroit? You have no swing.
Oh, he ruined Obi Trice. Yeah.
He ruined Obi Trice. Because Obi Trice had like at least 5 of his beats on his first 2 records.
Obi's my man, 50 grand. I might get Obi on a verse, man.
Yeah, might have to do it. I
might gotta do that, man.
That'd be fire.
I'm getting.
But yo,
that's
man,
it. I like it.
I appreciate y'all having me as always, man. Like for real, that was good. That was fun. Yeah.
Bet. All right, we're gonna wrap it up here. Call Out Culture, Curly Castro, Brian Ennals, Alaska.
DLC, go join our Patreon. Go buy our albums. You know, go support this music. Go support this movement. You know what it is.
Yeah.
King Cobra.
Shout out Elucid. Save yourself. Next guest. Save yourself into I Told Bessie. So you know, stay tuned for that. All right, peace, y'all.
All right, y'all. Peace.
Later, y'all. Peace.
You niggas know what time it is. Worry about that dumb shit. Hang you from a fucking tree, nigga. They still hang you from a tree, nigga. Yeah, but we was chillin'. Started out in the park. Couple kids with some weed, we was ready to spark. We was supposed to get stoned and the shit went dark. Cops came in with their cuffs trying to break us apart. I smell bait, and I do eat swine. And every pig died, promised we'd be fine. They was made to catch runaway slaves. Stop users and put natives in caves. Wasn't even marching, I was going to work. Minding my business, bitch, I'm going to work. See, I'm a janitor. Put my hands up, they still blinding me in the eye with a tear gas canister. Fuck the police, them practices the Klan. Wanted to say that, so I made a jam. It is what it is. I could be the last nigga on earth or not tiptoeing for no pig. Badges, give them license to harassers. Coons and Calabasas, most cops die in car crashes. Getting hit while pulling niggas over. Trying to fit a fucking quote. That's what you get. Brian Ennals in Infinity. Look close, and we can show you the enemy. My people left with Harriet, my bloodline pure. Rioted with Angie Davis on the Eastern Shore. What you gotta understand is we prisoners of war. There's a war going on outside, no man is safe from. PTSD giving me killer dreams. I'm saving up now for a new guillotine. Let's kill them all, no hesitation. I'm going negative, got a whole new vibration. I fully supported the riot at the Capitol. The rednecks had the right idea, just the wrong motivation. They take all these taxes and they give it to these races. Only reason they exist to stop niggas from aging. Don't you know we lost our way? The war it keeps on raging. Heaven keeps on falling down and hell it keeps on raising. Fuck well, 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 fuck well. Only reason they exist to stop niggas from aging. Heaven keeps on falling down and hell it keeps on raging.